So, apparently people are calling to boycott Honkai Star Rail. Today we are going to be watching probably one of the most brain-dead videos I have ever seen on the internet. Today we're watching a video by the YouTuber Moharabu with the title, Honkai Star Rail is the reason Genshin Impact will never be better. Which, that statement by itself is probably one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. But what is this video actually talking about? Well, maybe let's hear the guy out and see what he has to say. Okay, you know what? We'll hear you out. Let's hear what you have to say. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe this video provides some new grandstanding information which we've never heard before. So let's hear what he has to say.
Alright everyone, Maharib is here, and I was watching the podcast of some of the most legendary Giga Chad created Genshin Impact content creators.
Okay, so I actually watched this podcast because I'm friends with the guy in the bottom left there. To give a quick summary of this, essentially these five were just talking about the Genshin boycott, which I'm sure is definitely going to happen, for like 2 hours, and essentially every 10 minutes they would start talking about Tectone, and then they would immediately start saying, hey guys, let's stop talking about Tectone. We're getting off topic. And then they would immediately start talking about him again, and that went on for like 2 hours. But anyways, we continue.
And they were talking about boycotting Genshin, the main goal being spreading awareness, unite.
Yep.
And asking players not to spend money or support or advertise spending money in the game. Review bombing and using different tactics to force HoYoverse to listen to their players and make Genshin a better game. They are pretty vocal and serious about the situation because
vocal and serious? I'm not sure if that's how I would describe it. Bro, they started being an edgy group of teenagers halfway through, and that was anything but vocal and serious.
No one at this point would like to be treated the way Genshin is treating their player base.
Sure.
Which is truly justifiable. But then a question came into my mind. Yes, you can say that spending money or advertising Genshin will never encourage the developers to change the way they're working. But at the same time, if we are playing, advertising, or in some scenarios spending money or indirectly encouraging our audience to spend money on other HoYoverse games like Honkai Star Rail, Honkai Impact 3rd.
Okay, now okay. Yeah, okay, this is where we get a little off track here. So, I think, I'm going to let him finish his point, but I think what he's getting at is that by spending money on other games, we are subsequently also spending money on Genshin at the same time. I'm not sure what he's getting at here. Let's hear him out.
Means that we are giving money to them not through one game, but through the other. I reached to BMO and...
What? No, that's not how that works. They're two separate entities. We understand this, right? Bro, this video is making my brain hurt. We're a minute in. I gotta stop interrupting. Here.
Question. And his reply was that there are different teams behind all these games.
Yeah.
And it is already not easy to make players boycott Genshin in the first place. Plus, if we will do
it's not realistic. The amount of people it would take to boycott Genshin Impact is... You gotta think about it from this perspective. HoYoverse is a multi-billion-dollar company, and they cover over a global scale. The amount of people you would need to start an active boycott to make change in the game would be so astronomical, it's not even realistic.
It will create another step for them to find the root cause of players boycotting Star Rail or Honkai Impact 3rd, etc. Honestly, his points were somewhat valid in their own right. But I still wanted to create this video out of curiosity because it's not all that simple. I agree how well HSR is treating the player base, and it would be harsh to even talk badly about
that's true. HSR, nothing but generous. Love you, HSR devs.
But if a content creator is shitting on Genshin and playing Honkai Star Rail at the same time,
what
is he doing? And yes, that includes Tectone as well.
Why him? Why did we include Tectone? I can name about 100 different content creators who shit on Genshin but play Honkai Star Rail. Why? This is such a random call out. Why the hell are we bringing up Tectone? Okay.
Ultimately doesn't matter if there are multiple teams running different games or a single team. Your money...
It does matter, but go on.
From all the games are reaching the same company.
That's true.
There are a lot of Genshin players, including me, who don't like turn-based combat system, and that's why they don't play Star Rail. But there is no denying that a lot of players switched from Genshin Impact to Honkai Star Rail. When they experience that gameplay.
I don't know about that, actually. I know a lot of my community just left when I started playing Honkai Star Rail. I'm just speaking from personal experience, but I think it's a little more complicated than just saying there's a lot of players. But point aside, let's continue.
Switched from Genshin Impact to Honkai Star Rail. When they experienced that gameplay, some found it interesting, they stayed. Some found it boring, they left. Then they saw content creators playing the game, they rejoined. Then they saw more quality of life. More interesting characters, more in-game content.
What? I'm sorry, but people don't switch over games necessarily just because their favorite content creator plays it. You know what? I hate Honkai Star Rail. I found it so boring, but then I saw my favorite creator Ziox play the game, and I was like, bro, I'm all in again. I'm sorry, that's not how that works. If you base all your decisions around what other people are doing, then I think you have to look a little bit inwards. We continue.
More interesting characters, more in-game content. Saw everyone, including those who hate Genshin, down to their core, praising Honkai Star Rail to an extreme that they cannot hear a single word against it. And I'm not
okay.
Joking. We are at the point in time where I cannot create a video saying I love Genshin Impact because you just can't. You don't want the wrath of the community and your viewers.
The wrath of the community.
You cannot say...
How many subs does this guy have again? 2K. The wrath of the community. Are people coming after you, bro? You said you like Genshin Impact? I'm so sorry, bro. That must hurt. I'm sorry, man. That sucks. I hate that people are coming after you.
Instant berries, right? It would be the end of your YouTube career.
No! Saying you like Genshin Impact now equates...
of your YouTube career.
Into his words, the end of your YouTube career. Is my YouTube career over? I don't know. You guys tell me in the comments. Am I canceled?
But at the same time, you would not want to say anything against HSR. Or that an...
You can say whatever the hell you want. Who's stopping you? I'm sorry. But you can speak negatively on things. You don't have to be this overt positivity, rainbows and sunshines human being. But on the same side, you don't have to be this negative Nancy, everything's so sad. This guy's making it out to be so black and white, but it just isn't.
In order to force Genshin developers to make changes, you need to boycott Honkai Star Rail as well. You have to boycott HoYoverse as a whole because at the end of the day, it is the game of money. It only takes a fraction of what Genshin is earning in order to create all the content that it is feeding us. Boycotting HoYoverse one game and praising the other will cause them more good than harm.
No, that's not how that works, little pup. No, bro. No. We praise them when they do well with their game. Honkai Star Rail has been nothing but good. We want them to know that their devs are running the game right. If we continue to affirm what they're doing is right, then hopefully on the counter side, hopefully Genshin will see what HSR is doing right and hopefully replicate what they're doing. Okay.
There's a mindset of Genshin content creators I saw where they say HSR player base is entirely different than Genshin Impact, which is not entirely true.
A little bit more nuance there.
The fact that the majority of Honkai Star Rail players are indeed ex-Genshin players, who are either playing both games or don't even play Genshin anymore because of all the boycott Genshin drama. Then the question arises...
Again, I wouldn't necessarily say people just stop playing Genshin because of the boycott drama. Maybe like 10 or 20 people. But other than that, I don't think there's that many people that quit a game because they don't get a couple extra Stellar Jades.
Genshin players want an open world and free combat type. Why would they change their preferences in order to switch to Honkai Star Rail? They're completely different games. And there, my friend, comes these content creators. Think of it as your sexual orientation. If that makes sense. If you are a straight man and you start watching a lot of gay porn.
What? Where is blood going with this? Okay, I gotta replay this.
Orientation, if that makes sense. If you are a straight man and you start watching a lot of gay porn, at the end of the day, your sexual orientation will change and you will become gay. Don't try this at home.
That has got to be the wildest analogy I've ever seen used to describe a gacha game. What the hell? I mean, I guess if I just start picking up... Okay.
Please. It is a psychological...
I wasn't going to.
When you watch the same content creators who were loving Genshin Impact previously, but now they hate that game but switch to loving Honkai Star Rail, and you consume their content again and again, you subconsciously start loving Honkai Star Rail.
That's not how that works. People do not base their whole opinions around what creators think. If that is the case, and you are one of these people who forms their entire perspective around what one person says, you have to look inward, man. Look at the facts from an objective angle. Look at what Honkai Star Rail's done, look at what Genshin's done, and make your own conclusion. That's not me saying that creators don't have influence, but again, people just have to be able to form their own opinions.
With yourself, take a waifu, always talk about her.
Okay.
See her pictures over and over again. Engage with her fandom on different platforms. Make her fan art yourself. After a week or even less, you will fall in love.
Not gonna lie, I just think bro's talking about himself, but I digress.
It is called mind manipulation.
Mind manipulation.
You again and again like adrenaline to make you think like this is the ultimate truth, even if it is not. And if you think boycotting Honkai Star Rail just because of Genshin Impact is going to an extreme,
it's not just extreme, it's completely counteractive. Okay.
I agree. A game that is giving justice to their player base, doing everything in their power to keep their players.
Wait, what?
loyal.
Wait, no. Bro just went back on everything he said. Wait, hold up.
A game that is giving justice to their player base.
Yeah.
Doing everything in their power to keep their players loyal.
Sure.
And meeting a lot of players' expectations.
Yeah.
Should not be the victim of a crime it never committed. But then let's talk about the history. Do you think doom posting and downvoting of Zhongli forced HoYoverse to buff him? No. Chinese players went mad. Things went to their government. Sentiments of anti-Chinese patriotism.
That was wild. That was wild.
Actions and measures to buff a single character who was representing China in front of the world through their game. The entire community united for the cause of fixing Daya. Nothing happened.
Why do you have to bring it up, man? Why do you have to bring it up? I don't want to even hear about this anymore, bro. Why couldn't the Chinese revolt against their government for Dia, man?
Because things were still not as extreme as they were before. It took the bombardment of Honkai Impact 3rd, Google Classroom, and 7 to 8 different apps, including those that had nothing to do with Genshin, to voice their opinions.
Yeah.
And they just did the damage control and nothing major. Do you
That's
think
true.
asking players to just boycott Genshin and switch to a different HoYoverse game will do anything remotely close to it?
Okay, nobody's asking you to switch to another game.
I doubt that. Because at the end of the day, if you are not spending money on Yalan because she is from Genshin Impact, but instead, you are spending money on Kafka or appreciating her.
Or just be free to play. Makes life a lot easier, honestly makes the game funner to some extent. It's really not that deep. I don't think we should condemn either side. People who want to spend money on Genshin, spend money. Who cares? People who want to spend money on Honkai Star Rail, who cares? Just because a Genshin boycott is going on doesn't mean you're inclined to be a part of it.
You are actually intensifying players not to give money to HoYoverse through your left hand.
Okay, this guy's just reiterating the same points, to be completely honest. He's really just using different analogies here, but the whole summary of this video is you give money to Star Rail, it goes to HoYoverse anyways. Which is true, it does go to HoYoverse anyway. But to expect everybody to just stop spending money on a game just because one game is getting boycotted is it's just such a weird take. Hey guys, I really don't like the McDonald's cheeseburger. You should really stop buying the quarter pounder because I don't like the cheeseburger.
HoYoverse already has the data of every player who played Genshin Impact and
They got my
switched to
data?
Honkai. So what will be my reaction? Of course it would hurt me a little bit, but maybe that's what I want them to do.
Okay.
Maybe I want players to get addicted to different types of play styles. Ultimately,
Yeah, that's
making more
ultimately
money.
the goal of these
I already
games.
know the moment I will release Arlecchino, I will get enough money to fund all of my staff for the next 5 months and make
That's true. Bro, Arlecchino drops, everybody's spending money on the game. Not a single person is not spending on Arlecchino's banner. Let's just say it how it is.
the entire Nalon map plus the Pyro Archon. But even if no player play Genshin, if they switch to Honkai, I will still be able to complete the game from Star Rail's money without caring much about the players.
Oh my god.
And trust me, I know this.
Bro, they're a multi-billion-dollar company. Okay.
Content creators that want one of my game to die, they love it when my second game makes more money. And let's be real, even right now, Genshin is still making more money than HSR.
Is that
but
true?
The moment it will change. The moment.
Is that true? I feel like Black Swan's banner did really well. And I guess, what, Cloud Retainer just came out? Were people hyped for Cloud Retainer? Yeah, I guess. Okay, that might be true. Clearly, the boycotts meant nothing. What a shock. Didn't see that one coming.
Honkai Star Rail will exceed Genshin's revenue. Same content creators will hype the game so much.
Okay.
Same content creators will give a round of applause. Comments of Genshin
Yeah.
could never will be all over the internet.
I'm sure.
Forgetting that this game is also a HoYoverse game.
Okay.
Forgetting that it will not matter to me as an owner. Forgetting that you cannot possibly force me to change what I am doing with Genshin if that keeps up. And let's be honest, me talking to all that scenario means nothing.
True. True. This whole video was pointless. There was no decisive point in this video other than a bunch of analogies used to describe different ways that we're just funding Honkai Star Rail, which gives money to HoYoverse and then indirectly also supports Genshin, which makes literally no sense.
Genshin when I myself log into the game daily. How can I possibly get ahead of myself and start asking for you to boycott HoYoverse as a whole? I just can't. But I still believe that if you want to force HoYoverse to do the changes that you intend, and it's a big list of changes, not
what are these changes? Birthday banners, triple banners, more space in Serenity Teapot, true, collecting all items at once, more artifacts and material storage space. Essentially though, if we want these changes, we have to stop spending money on Honkai Star Rail. We have to boycott Honkai Star Rail and quit it if we want these changes made. That's the only way, guys.
just limited to the rewards. You cannot possibly just ask players to stick to doom posting or review bombing Genshin because it never worked before. You either need to go all the way in, start being crazy and insane, start review bombing Google Classroom and Amazon again.
That was so
Boycott
pointless.
HSR, Tears of Themis, Honkai Impact
Tears of
3rd,
Themis. What does Tears of Themis have to do with this? Tears of Themis is taking strays here.
Where to never play Zenless Zone Zero.
What?
Wuthering Waves. Make them feel like they're
Okay. You know what? I actually am hoping Wuthering Waves will give good competition to Genshin. I think that is the only way we see positive change in Genshin. It's if Wuthering Waves is actually a good game that provides players with another open world anime gacha game. I think that may get HoYoverse. It may get their spanners in the works a little bit. It is kind of what I'm hoping, but that may be a bit of a copium take.
going to go bankrupt. Only then will they do the damage control and give you 10 more intertwined fates. You thought they will change their ways and do something good for Genshin? Nah, stop dreaming. But then again,
Okay.
maybe they will learn something about it after.
I wasn't dreaming anyways, man. Don't worry.
Just saying, if you want to fix Genshin, you need to boycott HoYoverse as a whole.
You do not need to do that. You do not. Nobody needs to do that.
The single game. Wuthering Waves is the best competitor, best
Yep.
Genshin killer, best alternative.
Genshin killer, no. That is such an overused term that is really just used for clickbait at this point. But there's no such thing as a Genshin killer. That just won't never happen.
Even if you don't like a certain aspect of it, you still stick to that. Do not engage with HoYoverse. Do not care about characters. Do not pull for Sela 2.0. Do not install
Oh,
Honkai
come on,
Impact
man.
3rd.
Sela 2.0 is harsh, man. Maybe I could see the Raiden Shogun of Honkai Star Rail, but Sela 2.0, nah, I can see it, to be honest, actually.
2.0. Do not install Honkai Impact 3rd. Do not get hyped for Arlecchino.
Nah, I wasn't going
and
to.
completely leave the company behind, and then do review bombing on all of their games.
Bro, this guy is calling for like all-out warfare on the company. Review bomb everything. Uninstall everything. Go to their headquarters. Bash on the doors. And demand your change. Bro, it is not that deep. It's a couple extra Primo Gems, which would be nice. And I agree, it would be a cool change. But going to extremes like this, yeah, I don't think the changes are that deep anymore.
Make Boycott Genshin trending on Twitter. Start mailing their government. Start
Start mailing the government. Yeah, okay. I'll get right on that. I'll get right on that, man.
Tell them you will.
What? Can I show this? I don't even know what to say to that point. I don't even know if I have words anymore to how stupid.
Cross China borders illegally just to create your Bilibili account to doom post Genshin and HoYoverse. Make a riot. Shout boycott Genshin from the roofs. Start asking your Chinese friends to start making boycott Genshin.
Yeah, bro, I'll get all right on that. All my Chinese homies. Hey, yo, all my Chinese homies out in China. Hey, me and you, baby, we gonna boycott the game together.
Douyin videos. Ask your government to put pressure on China that if they don't fix Genshin,
What is this man on about? Bro has just been yapping about nothing for the past 10 minutes. Okay, I think that's enough of this video. Holy. So yeah, if you guys want Genshin to change, go to the government, tell them you're upset. Okay, anyways, see you guys. Peace.